All the way from the start, I can feel it in my heart, like all the way from the start.
Hey, what's going on out there? I'm Sean Divine. Hope you all are doing well. Today I've got a new tutorial and it is on mixing R&B background vocals. Get a lot of questions on the channel about this. So we're going to mix some chorus background vocals for an R&B track from scratch. I do have the main chorus layers already mixed here. I'm going to play that back for you. This is by Jazmyn Shelton, very talented vocalist, but let's just play that back so you can hear what's going on.
You can't stop what you feel. Stop playing 'cause you know that. And I know that you tried and you can't let it go. You can't stop what you can't stop what you feel. Stop playing 'cause you know that it is real now. Oh, you try and let go.
So you could hear there at the end, I muted the mains and we're just dealing with these two sets of background vocals down here. Let me just solo this so you can get a better feel for the layering that's going on. We've got a high layer,
You can't stop what you feel. Stop playing 'cause you know that.
a mid layer,
You can't stop what you feel. Stop playing.
and a low layer.
You can't stop what you feel. Stop playing 'cause you know that it is real.
So first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a new bus for these layers. I'm just going to go ahead and run these to, let's just say bus 7. Go down here. Let me make this wider so you all can see it. And we'll call this background vocal main. And now what I would normally do, and this doesn't make you lazy, but what you would do is just copy the vocal chain from the aux for your chorus. If it's recorded in the same way, it's the same kind of vocal, you know, we're not going to just copy it and leave it, but it's a good starting point. It's like using a preset where we can make adjustments to the compression, the EQ, and do the effects processing we're going to do here in a little bit, but it'll just give you a good starting point. But since I want to demonstrate how to actually mix the backgrounds, we're going to just do it from scratch. So we'll go ahead. I am going to drag the noise gate over because I do want that on there. You can take a look at the settings. I think this is the stock preset for the noise gate, just getting rid of some of the background noise in the signal. Now let's go ahead and just EQ the vocal here. I could definitely hear some low rumble in the signal.
You can't stop what you feel. Stop playing 'cause you know that.
Yeah, so you can hear that thunder down under there. It's like you know, it could be a heater, something in the house or the studio. So we got to get rid of that. We're gonna roll that off.
You can't stop what you feel. Stop playing 'cause you know that it is real, yeah.
We've got a lot going on in this 200 to 500 range. I'm not a big fan of that range. It generally makes things boxy. It's kind of harsh. It can be resonant. Just not the most pleasant for vocals. So we're going to get rid of some of that.
You can't stop what you feel. Stop playing 'cause you know that it is real, yeah.
I'm also going to be processing this a little bit differently. We're going to be rolling off a lot more low end. I'm going to show you why in a minute, but it's mainly just to create some differentiation between the main layer and then the other harmonies we're going to be doing. But I'm going to show you in a minute, but we're going to get rid of quite a bit of the low end. That should be pretty good for the EQ settings. So now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and compress it. Now, you might be asking why we're going to compress before I start leveling and blending. The only reason I'm doing it first is so that we can hear what's happening a little bit better, and then we'll come back and make some changes. But let's just go ahead and put the compressor on there so that makes our blending job a little easier. But let me unsolo these and make sure that our mains are muted.
You can't stop what you feel. Stop playing 'cause you know that it is.
So they're all at unison level right now.
You can't stop what you feel. Stop playing 'cause you know that it is real, yeah.
So I just pulled the threshold down until we start seeing some gain reduction. 4-to-1, that's okay right now. We'll leave the release time there, fast attack. And then now we'll come down here and I'm gonna just bring them all down and we'll balance them.
You can't stop what you feel, stop playing 'cause you know that it is real, yeah. So you try, can't let go.
So let me mute these ad-libs.
You can't stop what you feel, stop playing 'cause you know that it is real, yeah. So you try, can't let go.
So that feels about right to me. What I'm trying to do when I have layers like this, you got a high, a mid, a low. You're really just trying to get them again to unison where they feel like one powerful voice. You don't want them to be kind of all over the place and sound like different vocalists, or, you know, pan one.
You can't stop what you feel, stop playing 'cause you know that it is real.
Then you just lose balance. So the idea with these is all about balance. So right now I'm gonna leave them all center, and that feels good in terms of the blend. So let's go back to our compressor now that we've got the blend, and we'll just make a couple of adjustments here. I'm not gonna talk too much about compression in terms of what these are actually doing. I talk a lot about it on the channel, so if you're curious, there's a lot of videos that'll help you out.
You can't stop what you feel, stop playing 'cause you know that it is real, yeah. You can't stop what you feel, stop playing 'cause you know that it is real, yeah.
So I'm pulling the threshold back, and we've got a little higher ratio here.
You can't stop what you feel, stop playing 'cause you know that it is real, yeah. So you try, can't let go.
Cool, so let's go ahead and move on to some additive EQ. I'm gonna use a channel strip for this. I'm gonna go to the SSL channel, and we may do some more roll off on the low end. I like the filters in the SSL.
You can't stop what you feel, stop playing 'cause you know that it is real, yeah. So you try.
So I've just moved it up to about 150 on the roll off. Again, just kind of getting rid of that low end mud there. And then now the important part, we're going to go down to our high frequency. And you've probably seen it in some of my other videos. I have a method where I use the SSL high frequency to boost between 8 and 11K fairly heavily sometimes, and then run it into a de-esser. In this case, we're going to create separation between the main chorus and the background vocals by boosting quite a bit higher than I normally would. We're going to just be trying to get that air and that presence on the vocals. So I'm going to go all the way up to 16K, and we'll boost it.
You can't stop what you feel, stop playing 'cause you know that it is real, yeah.
Very nice. So if I bypass it,
you can't stop what you feel, stop playing 'cause you know that it is real, yeah.
So it gives us that nice air, nice presence on the top end. So then I may go down even more to our low frequency roll, and let's just do a little bit.
You can't stop what you feel, stop playing 'cause you know that it is real, yeah.
So there's some questions sometimes from you all about, you know, why is it that you've already EQ'd the low end, but you're doing more on this EQ? And then you've already filtered 150, but you're cutting again at 100. The way these EQs work, some of them cut everything, some of them don't. So you've got to just listen and use your ears and figure out what is actually being done. And as you can hear, even though I've rolled off a lot of the low end, or it looks like seemingly all of the low end has been rolled off just with this EQ. Why is it when I have this set to 90 hertz,
you can't stop what you feel, stop playing 'cause you know,
and I take it down, it takes even more off. So just think about it. It's not taking away all of the frequency information there. So using a combination of these EQs to accomplish what you need to do is necessary sometimes. So I'm just rolling a little more off, a little more low end based on the curve that is the low frequency for the SSL EQ.
you can't stop what you feel, stop playing 'cause you know that it is real, yeah.
So that feels pretty good in terms of just where it's sitting frequency-wise with the EQ. Now I'm going to put a de-esser on here. I'm not hearing, crazy bad sibilance, but just to keep things in check, since we are boosting the top end so heavily, we'll load up the female S preset. The female S and male S presets in the Waves de-esser are really great starting points if you're not comfortable with a de-esser. It's really just about getting the threshold right at this point. And you may, want to adjust the frequency a little bit, but usually it's just a matter of pulling this threshold to the right point where we're attenuating enough, but not too much of the S's.
You can't stop what you feel. Stop playing, cause you know that it is real, yeah. No, you try, can't let go.
So just kissing it a little bit. Now what I want to do, very important part of my background vocals, is this sense of space that I like to create with them. I'm a big fan of reverb on background vocals, so we're going to go ahead and run to a new bus. Let's just say bus 9, and we're going to put a reverb that many of you might not be familiar with. I haven't used it on the channel before, but I just came across it, and it's a really nice reverb. It's called Seventh Heaven. It's based on the Bricasti hardware reverb unit, which is a really expensive piece of gear, but supposedly has some of the best sounding reverb algorithms in the world. So this plugin, it seems like, replicates it very well. People have said it's very close to the sounds in the Bricasti. So we're going to use that. I'm going to go ahead and just run some to it so we can hear what it sounds like. And I'm also going to just go ahead and EQ the reverb just with my handy Abbey Road settings for rolling off the high and the low. If you're curious about that, it's just rolling off the low end below 500 on the reverb, and we're rolling off some of the top end just to keep the reverb from interfering with the vocal itself, but we still get the sense of space. So let's hear what this is doing.
You can't stop what you feel. Stop playing, cause you know that it is real, yeah.
So right now I'm not concerned with the mix of the reverb, whether it's too loud or too soft. We're turning it up enough to just get a sense of the vibe of the reverb so we can get the right setting, and then we'll adjust it. But let's just keep moving here. Let's try a couple of others out.
You can't stop what you feel. Stop playing, cause you know that it is real, yeah. You can't stop what you feel. Stop playing, cause you know that it is real, yeah.
Ooh, that's nice.
You can't stop what you feel. Stop playing, cause you know that it is real, yeah.
So with that one, I get a good vibe from that reverb. Space and reverb spaces are really just about feeling, how does that space make the vocal feel? There's a character to reverb. It's a really cool thing, but right there, that feels right to me. So now we can go in and start adjusting the level of the reverb to make sure it's not too washy. Maybe adjust the size here. Let's just turn that down just a touch to a little less than 2 seconds. And we'll adjust the send amount.
You can't stop what you feel. Stop playing, cause you know that it is real, yeah. No, you try, can't let go. You can't stop what you feel. Stop playing, cause you know that it is real, yeah.
That feels cool. I like the space. Again, I'm a little bit more of a fan of the bigger spaces on background, so I'm going to leave that pretty hot, a little bit washy sounding. It's cool. I dig it. So we'll leave that. Now I'm going to unmute the mains, because now that we have the sound for the background, we need to now balance the level of that main background with our chorus main, just to make sure that, again, the backgrounds are supposed to be supporting elements. You don't want them to be distracting, but you want them to kind of play off of the main vocals.
You feel what you feel. Stop playing, cause you know that it is real, yeah. That you tried and you tried and you tried, let it go, let it go. You can't stop what you feel. You can't stop what you feel. Stop playing, cause you know that it is real. tried and you tried and you can't let it go.
So I just have them pulled a little bit quieter than the mains. But one thing I want to do now, just to, again, create a little bit of separation between the background and the main, is to just kind of spread things out a little bit. So let's try something from our friend Matthew Lane. Let's load up Stereo Delta, and we're just going to spread this vocal out a little, and it's going to make it perceived a little bit louder. So I'll probably turn it down, but this is going to create some separation for us.
You feel what you feel, stop playing, cause you know that it's right. Know that you tried and you tried and you can't let it go. You can't stop what you feel. Stop what you feel, stop playing, cause you know that it's right. Know that you.
So that feels really cool to me. You know, with the backgrounds, the way that I like to approach them is think of the main vocals being more dead center, more up front, kind of in your face, and then the background vocals are going to kind of hug the vocal and hug the listener. That's why we create that bigger space, and that's why we spread it out a little bit so that it's wrapped around the main vocal. So now that the main background vocals feel pretty good, let's go to our little background ad-libs here. Let me unmute those, and we'll mute the rest of these for now so I can hear what's going on. So they should be the same melody, same harmonies, but they're just different takes. Yeah, so just a nice blend there. So let's go ahead and create a bus for these. We'll process these together on, let's just go to bus 10. And we'll call these background vocal ad-libs. So now I am going to copy over the vocal chain from the background main vocal just to save us some time here. We can make some adjustments accordingly, but this will give us a good starting point. So I just copied that over. And now I'm going to blend these. I'm going to leave them at even level wise since they are the same harmony or melody. So now that we've copied over our settings, you want to kind of be conscious of the things that you don't want to be the same. So I don't want to spread these out the same as the main. So I'm going to take off the stereo delta. We didn't copy any of the synths, so this should all be okay for now. We might make some adjustments to the compression in a minute, but let's just get the balance right. So I think what's going to be cool with the spread for these is just to go all the way left and right. Let's just have them real wide. That's cool. Now I'm going to open up our compressor. We're going to do a little bit different processing here. I want to compress these a little more heavily just so we get things to pop through. So I'm at a very high ratio now at 8 to 1, but that's just going to keep everything nice and up front once we adjust our makeup gain. So we're going to use an even bigger reverb space on these. I think it's going to be very cool and vibey to put the vintage verb on here, just a large hall. And I'm just putting it as an insert. I usually would do what we did before, where we run a bus to the reverb so that we can EQ it and have some more control over that processing. But we'll just use the EQ on here just for demonstration purposes so that we can be a little quicker. just adjusted the mode and the decay time a little bit. I'm going to go back to our, let's use our SSL EQ. Going to roll off a lot of the lows and mids. I really just want the high end for this and the high mids. That feels pretty good. So now I'm going to unmute all of our layers, and we're going to blend the background main and the ad-libs with the main vocal, just to make sure that everything is supporting each other here.
You can't stop what you feel. Stop what you feel. Stop playing, 'cause you know that it's right on. That you tried and you tried and you can't let it go. Let it go. Oh yeah. You can't stop what you feel. Stop what you feel. Stop playing, 'cause you know that it's right on. That you tried and you tried and you tried, let it go, let it go. You can't stop what you feel. Stop what you feel. Stop playing, 'cause you know that it's right on. That you tried and you tried and you tried, let it go, let it go. Oh yeah.
So that feels about right. Obviously, there's a lot going on here in terms of the vocal arrangement. And so we're just trying to make sure that things are complementing one another. All right, y'all. So we took a look at mixing R&B background vocals. Obviously, every vocalist is going to approach this a little bit differently. They're going to provide you with different kinds of harmonies and layers. But I think this will give you a good idea of just the general approach for how to mix your background vocals, making sure that the parts support each other and that they're exciting and really bring a depth and a sense of space to the vocal arrangement. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. If you learned anything in this video, please like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.
Don't tell me it's easy, 'cause you know you wrong. And I see, say you're hurting.